folks, Dad here with Elevation Diecast Racing. It is time for the Decide Your Ride Hot Wheels versus Matchbox After Speed Shop edition. Where today we're warming up the track to get ready for qualifying for the Matchbox versus Hot Wheels 31 to 40 weight class mail-in tournament. These are the times that were laid down by the cars that are in the bracket. 12 of them were picked to drive, and many. The popular vote is the top qualifier for Hot Wheels is the Silverado EV. The Matchbox top qualifier was the Mercedes E-Class. Tonight's feature channel will be Poverty Hollow Diecast Racing Wednesday night shootout, 6:35. If you're watching this, I am already filming for qualifying in the mail-in tournament, and we'll be watching that as we film this. We got a track temperature of 69 degrees. Let's get up to the gate, where we have staged and ready the Seared Tuner, which went unpicked. And he'll be taking on the Dodge Sidewinder, driven by Elva 1370 Racing, Zizzer Prime, Res Wheels, Zamax Speed Shop, and Lobotomy Scam. Good luck on your race day picks. Sidewinder, got passed up on the big end by the Seared Tuner, no way. Sidewinder needs to beat a 2109. This will be the first upside, I think. If the Sidewinder can't pull it off. 2104, he does get it, and he will advance to the next round. Next two upstaged and ready is Kit and it looks like the Hammerhead, which both went unpicked. Kit with the 2121, and that is the time to beat. Kit will get it, 2120. Move Kit to the next round. All right, next up in the blocks, we have the Zender Fact 4, driven by Troy Shonkweller, Grandma's Boy Racing Major, and Hot Nuts Diecast. They'll be taking on the Blue and White High Roller, driven by Keith Smith and Aramis Rodriguez. Let's see how it goes. Good race. High Roller, 2116 to 17. 2116, the time beat. High Roller is going to get him by a large margin. 2104 takes him to the next round. All right, next two upstaged and ready in the Mustang GT is Archon 8 Industries taking on the Caddy GTP, driven by Bavarian Diecast and Scale Racing Channel. Wow. Whoo! GTP drives around him at the back end. 2113. And that will be the time to beat. Wow, Cadillac takes off 2103, getting him into round number 2. Next up in the blocks, in the 70 Superbird is Franken Neep. Be taking on the Porsche 911, driven by Tom Bandy. Let's see who gets down the lane first. Wow, Superbird takes off 2102 to 24. 2102 is the time. Porsche gets out in front. Superbird drives around him, 2105, gets him to round number 2. All right, next up in the blocks, everybody's favorite is the Chevy Silverado EV and the unpicked Datsun Caddy. So driving the EV, here we go, MD's Garage. For Grandma's Boy Racing, it's Grandma's Boy. Northern Roads Racing, Bugwood Diecast Racing, Max Thunder 2, Henry Stanislawski, Griffin Soul Diecast Motorsports, Dutch Clutch Racing, Larry Stipe, 7th Avenue Diecast, Steel City Mafia Racing. Good luck on this race. We'll see who takes it down the lane first. Wow, blew him away, 2089 to 13. We'll call that a one and done victory. Here we go with some Poverty Hollow, racing on the Hollow. If you've never seen this track, plenty of room for passing, and you just never know what's going to happen on the Hollow. Good race. All four made it down. And that is the Datsun Sunny. We got to roll him one more time for the record's sake and to give that EV the equal amount of exercise in the race. 2:08.8 improves his time, as does the Sunny, but the EV moving on to round number 2. All right, next up in the blocks, we're going to put Dad's race team in the Lightning F-150 and Isaiah in the Toyota 86. Let's see who's going to get it. Oh, 2127 by the Toyota. Let's see if that F-150 can come back. Not a chance. 2116 getting the Toyota on to round number 2. Next one staged and ready. Last race for Team Hot Wheels. The 1963 Studebaker Champ, which went unpicked. Taking on the High Roller 2. Driven by the 2x Whiskey and Mom. Driving for Grandma's Boy Racing. Let's see who gets down the lane first. High Roller 2. 2114 to 25. 2114 is the time. High Roller 2 gonna get it done with a 2104, moving Mom to round number 2. All right, moving on to the Matchbox side of things. For the second half, we're gonna look at Obsidian Mountain in the Totem Wars over at Griffin Soul Diecast Motorsports. Another tough track to race on. Definitely the most unforgiving raceway in diecast today. All right, first up for Team Matchbox, it is the Opel Frogster, which went unpicked, taking on the BMW Z8, driven by the Chase Family Race Team, and this was my original pick, Dad's race team. Let's see who gets down the lane first. Wow, 2088 in the 39. So 2088 is the time to beat. Wow, 2086, moving the Z8 to round number 2. Next two up in the blocks, 77 Jaguar, driven by Bathurst Diecast Racing. It'll be taking on the Beetle, the little convertible Beetle that nobody wants to drive, and here's why. Oh, look at him, surprise, 2143. Well, 2143. Let's come on. What's going on with this Jaguar? It's supposed to be fast. Oh, my Lanta. 2135 moves the little bitty Beetle to round number 2. Next up, staged and ready, is the black Tesla Roadster, taking on the Mercedes E-Class, driven by Browns fan Larry, DXP Diecast, and Stella, driving for Grandma's Boy Racing. Woo! E-Class 213 to 55. 2130 the time. Mercedes gonna blow them out of the water. 2121, moving the Mercedes on to round number 2. All right, next up, two more unpicked cars. It's the Whistle Wagon taking on the Koenigsegg. Wow, good race. 2112. Koenigsegg got him. 2112 is the time. Whistle Wagon out front. 2113, not going to be enough to beat him. And the Koenigsegg moving on with a faster time in the first pass. Squeaking by the police to go to round number 2. Next up, two more unpicked cars. It's the BMW M2 taking on the Chevrolet 67 C10. Wow. 2121 to 34. All right, 2121 is the time. Truck's going to get it handily. 2124 gets him to round number 2. Next up, staged and ready, is the Karma Navarro taking on the 2024 Tacoma. Let's see who takes it. Good race. Good race. 2123 to 26. 213 is the time. Tacoma. Whoo, got beat out. 2124 moves the Karma to round number 2. Next up, draining our power grid, is the Rivian and Tesla Model S. Rivian 2137 to 79. 2137 the time. Rivian getting it done. 2137 again to 8. Rivian moving on to see the Karma. And last up for Team Matchbox, two that I've been wanting to see. The green Land Rover. These can be quick. Mostly not, but they usually have decent wheels. And the moving parts Mercedes G-Wagon. I've been waiting to see this one roll. Super sharp. Definitely takes best in show for me. Let's see how they roll down the quarter. Woo! G-body with a 209.8. All right, let's see if we can beat a 209.8. 209.6 gets him into round number 2. And so after the first round, here is a quick look at some times. I will take a long pause at the end of the race so we can see these times a little more closely. And to start off with round number 2, times will be tightening up. It's Kit versus the Dodge Sidewinder. Sidewinder getting him 2:104 to 1:3. 2:104 is the time. Sidewinder getting him again, 2:101, moving the Sidewinder to round number 3. All right, this should be a good race. It is the High Roller taking on the Cadillac GPT or GTP, whatever he is. Good race. Whoo! Cadillac ended up driving around him. Wow. 2:104 is the time to beat. Whoo! 2:102 Cadillac moving to round number 3. Next up, staged and ready, the Dodge Superbird taking on the odds-on favorite to win this one in the Silverado EV. Good race. 2:08.9 to 9:3. It ain't over till it's over. 90 to 95, and the EV getting himself to round number 3. All right, next up, it is the High Roller taking on the Toyota. High Roller got him at the end of the line, 09 to 11. 2:109 is the time to beat. 2:106, and High Roller 2 moving on to round 3. Moving on over to the Matchbox side of the bracket. I think the Beetle has met his match. It's the Z8 BMW. One and done victory, 2:085 to 1:3. Moving on. All right, it is Koenigsegg taking on the Mercedes E-Class. Koenigsegg pulling out front, 2:113 to 1:8. 2:113 is the time to beat. Oh, 2:117, and the Mercedes is out. Next up is the Chevy taking on the Karma. Chevy 2:121 to 2:2. 2:121 is the time to beat. Karma will do it with a 2:118. And the Rivian taking on the G-body Mercedes. Love seeing that Mercedes gap that Rivian. 2:098 is the time to beat. G-body again with a 2:096 going to round number 3. And that brings us down to 8. Team Hot Wheels looking pretty fast. Taking on Team Matchbox. Let's hit these quarters. It's the Dodge Sidewinder taking on the Cadillac GTP. Sidewinder out front. Oh, what a race. 2:102 to 5. Cadillac needs the best of 2:102. Drives around him with a 2:099. I don't believe it. He'll get it. Wow. Cadillac moving to the semifinal round. Takes us to the High Roller 2 taking on the EV Silverado. Fan favorite to pick this one. He's going to get him 2:089 to 06. High Roller 2 needs the best of 2:089. Gets him out of the box, but the EV just too much on the back end. 2:085, getting him into the semifinal round. All right, over to the Matchbox side. It's the BMW Z8 against that crazy Koenigsegg Chimera. Gapperoonie 2:086 to 06. 2:086 is the time. Wow, 2:080, fastest time of the night. Z8 moving on to the semifinal round. And next up for Team Matchbox is the G-body and the Karma Nervac. Romero 2:094 to 1:8. Even though the G-body's running at 2:094, I don't see him beating a 2:080. We'll see what happens. Good time, 2:096, getting him into the semis. And it's down to these 4. Decide Your Ride Hot Wheels versus Matchbox. And next up will be qualifying for the mail-in tournament. Let's see who's going to the finals for Team Hot Wheels. Is it going to be the EV Silverado or the Cadillac GTP? EV out front. 2089 to 06. 2089 is the time that Cadillac's going to need to beat. Good race, but not close enough. 88 taking the EV to the final race. And who will it be for Team Matchbox? Will it be the G-Body Mercedes or the BMW Z8? Z8, what a race. 2090, the G-Body got him. Are you kidding me? What an upset that would be if the G-Body takes out the Z8 in the semis. Let's see what happens. 2090 is the time. 2086 to 88, taking the Z8 to the final race. All right, it's the race for third. The unpicked G-Body Mercedes. Moving parts for Matchbox, taking on the Cadillac GTP. G-Body got the jump. 2091 to 05. 2091 is the time the Cadillac will need to beat. Good race. 2094 in the G-Body Mercedes will be your third place winner. And now for the finals. The rules state in the mail-in tournament that the fastest lap after switching lanes is going to be the winner, which is how it will remain. But for this race, we're going to see the best 2 out of 3. It's the Z8 taking on the EV Silverado. Silverado, 88 to 90. Silverado up on race. Whoo! Z8 punches back, 2083 and a 10,000 beat. Tied at 1 race apiece. EV with an 80 to 86. And that will do it. The EV, your overall winner. Looks like you guys are getting better at picking your cars. Driving the EV in the winner circle, Northern Roads Racing, Bugwood Diecast Racing, Max Thunder 2, Henry Stanislawski, Griffin Soul Diecast Motorsports, Dutch Clutch Racing, Larry Stipe, 7th Avenue Diecast, Steel City Mafia Racing, Grandma's Boy Racing, and MD's Garage. Number 2, Dad's Race Team from Elevation, and the Chase Family Racing, and the surprise G-Body Moving Parts Matchbox Wagon, sitting third, which went unpicked. So we got 2 podium finishers from Matchbox, but the winner is Hot Wheels this week. So congratulations on your pick. Here are the numbers so you can compare times out of the blister and after Speed Shop. Some pretty significant gains on some of these cars. Take a look at your top qualifiers and see how they ran. Of course, 2080 with the EV. He got faster as the night went on, so there you have it. So let's see if our winner can take out the number 1 Mr. Mom's minivan in the basics rank. Let's see if he can take him out. Good race. 82 to 84. 82 and greater than 2 is the time to beat. Won't get him. Mr. Moms holds the number 1 spot. Let's see if he can take out the factory 500 Mustang. Oh, he does. 82 to 87. Mustang will need to beat an 82 and greater than 5. 80 and 1. Let's go. One more shot. Truck needs to beat an 80 and greater than 1. Not gonna happen. Let's see if you can beat that Nissan Drift. 85 and greater than a 10,000 speed. Won't get him. 84. Tonight's winner on the inside lane, trying to take out 82 to 5. 82 and greater than 3. 82. All right, let's see if you can take out the Cadillac. Oh, he does not. 83 and 10,000 speed. Can he get him? 81 and a 10,000. He will place it. So tonight's winner will be 4th overall in the basic rank. Thank you for joining us, and we are going to get ready to run the qualifying round for the mail-in tournament. Hot Wheels versus Matchbox, 31 to 40 weight class. We'll see you then. And remember, if your car isn't fast, well, at least it'll look good on the shelf. See ya.